Speaking of midterm elections, fuck all the Democrats who have voted for any of Trump's nominees because really, girl, at this point, I don't understand why y'all are doing this shit. It doesn't make sense. They're going to be confirmed anyway. Like we said, the GOP has control of the House and the Senate. Like, it's not you voting in favor of these people is just... All it's doing is making the rest of us more resolved to get you the fuck out of office in 2018. I want y'all to know I'm paying attention to the bullshit y'all are putting us through. The fact that Donald Trump even gets to select a Supreme Court justice is like, I don't want to think about it. My read this week goes out to Sarmad Asali. I hope I'm saying your names correctly because even though I'm about to disrespect the fuck out of y'all, I'm really about to say mean things about y'all. I don't want to be mean about your names.
Yeah,
so
that's nice enough.
Sarmad and her husband, Dr. Ghassan Asali, are from Syria. They've been living in America for more than 20 years. They're citizens. They're registered to vote. And they have two brothers, like their family. They have two brothers, wives, and children who attempted the immigration process. They started this back in 2003. They still live in Syria. That's where these people are from. So it's been 13 years of immigration paperwork and whatever the fuck else the government is making you go through. But in December 2016, just a couple short months ago, the family was approved to move to America because Asali and her husband bought a house. It's furnished. They on the news on this Philadelphia NBC 10 showing off, it's downstairs and upstairs. They got everything all furnished. It's sheets and pillows on the bed and everything. However, because Donald Trump signed this executive order about immigration and so-called Muslim countries and all this other stuff, the family of the Asalis was turned away literally at the border. Like, I think they were actually in America, like trying to just come across. They were like, oh, Syria girl, sorry. Green cards, no one cares. Visas, irrelevant. What we can do is put you on a plane right back to Damascus. No, that's a long flight, girl. So here's some peanuts and some water to get you through. But
if that,
we can send you right on back on to your war-torn country. Have a nice flight. Now, ordinarily, I would feel a great deal of sympathy for this family. I would be in the streets protesting, a sign just for them. And
why do I feel like I never?
This is so wrong. The problem is that Dr. Asali and his wife are Donald Trump voters. They said initially in the story, it's been updated now to say that they didn't vote for Donald Trump, but that they could legally vote and they did support him. Initially, when the story came out, it said that they voted for him, and now they're saying they didn't. Regardless, if you supported him, it's the exact same situation. Like, regardless of whether you actually cast the vote for him, the fact that you were pro-Donald Trump is the only issue here. Because you bitches, and this applies to a lot of immigrants, and I'm not entirely sure why, but y'all come over to America. You go get your doctorates or whatever advanced degrees. You start feeling fancy. You open your own practices and businesses. You start making some money. You do well for yourself. You send the shit back home. You buying houses and all this. And for some reason, you start thinking that you have assimilated into whiteness or white privilege because you have gotten these things. Like, you feel like, oh, I'm a doctor now. I'm a dentist, bitch. I be up in white folks' mouths, bitch. Like, I'm doing this shit. I'm making money, bitch. My wife stay at home. I got my own schedule. We got all the cable we could want. Bitch, is lit. That may all be well and true. But what you thought was that the fact that you've been here for so long and y'all have done so much in your community and you're so established and all this other stuff, you thought that that was going to make a difference when it came down to Donald Trump sending these immigrants the fuck back home, and it didn't. And I don't have no sympathy for you because it's not like Donald Trump ran on some pro-immigration policy where he was like, all the refugees from war-torn countries are welcome here and we're not going to close our borders and the United States is welcoming and we're ready to accept you. He straight up said, we don't know you hoes or where the fuck y'all came from, so just to be safe, we're not letting none of y'all over here. And you still cast a vote for him or was in support of him over Hillary Clinton. And so the fact that you spent all this money and waited 13 years, because the news story says they liquidated all their assets to get all this involved. And if the people even actually manage to cross the border into America. They would be coming here without a single motherfucking dime. You gave up everything and then supported an open bigot who said that he would kick your grandmammy and your nieces and nephews the fuck out the country. And then that's exactly what he did. And what you're doing now is crying on the news, talking about we got to GoFundMe to help pay for lawyers and we need to get them over here. And Donald Trump is not being humane and he's not thinking about families and what he would do. Bitch, he told you he would do this. He told you he would. This is like white people having a fit because they thought the Affordable Care Act was something different from Obamacare, and they are ready for Obamacare to be gone, and it's a drain on society, and nobody can afford it, and all this other stuff. And you glad that you have the Affordable Care Act. The ACA is way more reasonable, and it's something that makes a whole lot more sense. All you bitches are dumb. All of you voted over the privilege that you think you have over the reality of things, and I hope that by now you have opened your eyes to realize that none of you are white enough, and if you're white, then you're simply not rich enough to vote for the Republican Party.
And you never will.
Because you have to be both to get any benefit out them hoes. I'm not saying you have to be a Democrat, because Lord knows the Democrats are being extremely embarrassing right now and nowhere near, like, they're not doing the uniting that I expected them to do against Donald Trump. They're not, like, refusing to confirm any of his nominees. Like, y'all are still playing by the rules when the Republicans have let you know the rules don't fucking matter no more, bitch. Look at who they elected. Ain't no more rules, bitch. This nigga goes on Marine One and don't tell nobody where he going, and we supposed to just act like that ain't nothing. Like, you don't get to take some vehicle that the public pays for with our tax dollars and go whatever the fuck you want to and be like, oh, well, his destination is unknown and the White House just not sharing that. What the fuck do you mean? This nigga's not playing by the rules. His ugly ass wife and kid ain't even moving into the White House. It's about time that y'all recognize that he don't give a fuck about politics as usual and start doing something different than what the fuck you doing. So no, I'm not saying you have to be a Democrat, but for you to support somebody who straight up said them refugees and them Muslims from Syria and Iran and Iraq and all that, like, literally naming your countries, said that he would not let your people come over here, and you supported him anyway. And then he turned your people the fuck away. I can't do nothing but laugh at your dumb ass. Ha ha, bitch. That's exactly what the fuck you get. Way to go. Way to vote against your mama and sister and nieces and nephews and cousin-in-laws and all them coming over here, girl. Way to do it. I'm so sorry that you bought a house and cars and beds and linens for people who don't get to come over here, but that's your own fucking fault. That is exactly what you asked for. You voted for it. So don't ask the rest of us to pay your bills and help your sorry ass family get over here when you didn't want them to get over here in the first fucking place. Fuck you.
Well,
that's all I have to say about that.
It's like, I'm
done.
What did you think?
What did you think was gonna happen? The man who said he was against it versus the woman who was like, oh, America should be the first place to be welcoming to refugees and da 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 da, versus the man who was like, we're closing the borders and we're building a wall. Did you think, oh, well, he's against police and I have a problem with black people playing their rap music all loud in the parking lot too, so fuck that. I'm tired of that Black Lives Matter shit. Y'all really think y'all ascend to whiteness once you've been here for a while, started making money, and I'm glad, if for nothing else, that Donald Trump is reminding you ain't nothing but a nigga. Whatever kind of nigga he considers you, that's exactly what you are. I'm glad y'all got knocked right back down to size. I am. Ha ha. Ha ha, bitch. Ha ha. The very same person and policies you supported ended up biting you in the ass. Ha ha. That's what the fuck you get.
I don't understand why you wouldn't see that coming. I mean, since it was so explicitly said to you.
They didn't care. They cared more about what they thought their privilege was than what the reality of the situation was. So they can kiss my ass. I'm not donating shit. I hope you stay miserable. I hope your family can't get over here. When?
I don't know. I have no idea what's going on in the world today. I just want for Donald Trump to be removed. I mean, I don't know if this means that we need a real Batman or if we need like an X-Men or what we gotta do. But I sincerely feel like this man is evil. I think that if we found some way to get him impeached, that he would, start drilling in some country and find some, like, alien stone and build a mega weapon with it and start like we would have to like travel time and go to the future or to the past and like stop his mom from having him or something to save the future of the world. Like I just really feel like he's gonna do petty shit. Like just for people making fun of him. I feel like he's already trying, like figuring out some way to try and sabotage Beyonce for having more attention today than, you know, his new American flag pin or some dumb shit. Like I hate him.
His sorry ass fake ass Black History Month meeting. I couldn't even pay attention to that with Omarosa and Ben Carson.
I heard them saying something about they were going to be celebrating Black History Month
no.
in the White House, and I said Black History Month ain't celebrating you. You can go and pretend and watch all the Moesha on Up if you want to, bitch, but that ain't changing shit around
really
here. We don't give a fuck about you.
That's it.
Melania, Ivanka, Tad,
none of y'all hoes.
Bick. We don't give a fuck about none of them. Skip. I don't care about you or any of them ugly, raggedy ass fucking kids or anybody that you elect or any party that you put anywhere. Your vice president, your vice president, his wife, his kids, the secretary, the receptionist, the house, the apartment. I don't give a fuck. Fuck all. Like I don't care. Don't respect you, and I'm going to be on that ass every chance that I get, whether it's verbally, physically, meaning marching. Before y'all try and
call the Secret Service on.
Right. Oh, let's go down the loudspeakers and arrest that black fag. So, how come I ain't shutting up?
I mean, but I can wish whatever I want to.
Oh, I can wish many things. I already have. You know? I thought about killing a couple of chickens in the closet. Doing what I've got to do.
Oh, no. Hashtag save the chickens. Hashtag I love nuggets.
Nugget freedom.